So if you want to create success in your business or anything in life, you first have to change your habits, because your habits is exactly what's going to affect your actions that you're going to be taking. So if you don't know me, my name is Jelena Ostrovska from jelenaostrovska.com, and I help entrepreneurs automate their business so they can create unlimited influence, impact, and freedom online. And this video I'll share with you 7 habits that you will absolutely kill your success in anything that you do in life, especially when it comes to building your own your own online business. So habit number 1 is, you can call it either comparison or comparitis. There's, two different terms, and that is basically you comparing yourself to somebody else out there. So, sometimes we look up to somebody. Maybe either you're watching this video and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't do what she's doing, or you have maybe like a fitness goal or something like that, and you're looking at that fitness trainer and you're just thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I can never be like that guy. That guy has like crazy abs and like an amazing body and everything. How can I ever accomplish that? So you have to realize that all the people that you are comparing yourself to, they're all just regular humans, just like yourself. The only difference is they have been in the game longer than you. So they have been probably hitting the gym more often than you, maybe for a couple of years now, and maybe you just literally started last month and you're wondering, why have I not have abs, right? So maybe you have just started your business 6 months ago and you're comparing yourself to somebody else who has been in business for 5 or 10 years. That just can't be happening, okay? You can never compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. It's just never going to work out. So make sure that you stop. Obviously, we all do that. I still do it sometimes. I always want to see what everybody else is doing. What can I do better? But, if you're going to be looking up to somebody, learn from them rather than comparing. You being a beginner, maybe being somewhere in the middle, comparing yourself to somebody way up there, right? So habit number 2 is, you can call it consumption, or what you bring into your life. Okay, so that being like what enters your mind, that is number 1, and number 2 is who enters your circle. So those are literally the 2 most important things, because what I learned early on in my business career has been the fact that if I really want different results, I have to stop hanging out with the people who don't have the same goals as I do. And I know it's kind of painful, and we don't always want to cut out our friends, especially the closest ones, but that's literally what I had to do. And as sad as I am, surely right now I can hang out with them, but even still, you can't hang out with people who don't believe in you, who say that, oh, you're just crazy for doing this online thing, you're crazy for starting, like, I don't know, like this fitness program, or you're crazy for joining another marketing company, or whatever the case may be. You won't have the belief, you won't have the mindset, and you won't have the energy that is necessary to achieve any level of success. The same thing goes with your mind. What happens between your ears? Alright, so if you're going to continue watching the news and that's really all you're going to be doing, all you're going to be receiving is negativity. Because how many positive news do you really get on TV or radio or whatever you're listening or watching to, right? So not that much. But if you change your input, you're going to change your output. So if you start reading books like, personal development, like I have a whole bunch on my desk right now. So if you start reading the books that are actually going to serve you, or even magazines, there's Success Magazine, there's Entrepreneur Magazine, there's all kinds of different magazines that you can read, compared to maybe like a fashion magazine that doesn't really bring us any much value, right? Fellow females, right? So again, change your input to be able to change your output. So habit number 3 is Probably one of my biggest problems, sometimes still up to this date, although I'm almost recovered, is perfectionism. So how many times have you tried to start something, launch something, release something, whether that's launching a website, creating a lead magnet, doing a video, or doing the setup for a video, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is not perfect, or my hair is not perfect, or my makeup is not completely on point, or, we always are striving for perfection, and that's not realistic. As much as I hate that word, realistic, but you have to get a little bit more real with yourself. Can you really accomplish perfection? Not really. I mean, we're all humans, we all make mistakes, and honestly, perfectionism is boring. So, if I were to do a video with a completely professional setup, with all the cameras and lights being put onto me and everything else, and if I were being perfect without stumbling upon words or doing any of the minor errors, then you would be just like, oh my gosh, I can never be like that girl. So I still stumble upon my words. I'm Russian and I'm proud of it, and I do make mistakes. I sometimes misspell words, sometimes I speak too fast, sometimes I speak too slow, although that happens maybe 0.1% of the time. So, but that makes me more relatable to you. Alright, so, and if it is, by the way, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button below and hit the ring bell sign as well so you get notified whenever I do publish videos, which happens every single week. So, and feel free to pass this video to a friend if you know somebody needs to hear this particular message. So, and honestly, perfection, number one, it's boring, and number two, it's just a form of procrastination that keeps us stuck. So, the moment we get into that perfectionism mentality and we're just trying to get everything lined up, to get everything perfect and, make sure that everything is on point, that's the time when we procrastinate the most and nothing is being done. And trust me, there's somebody else who is way less perfect than you are, that is getting the job done and getting results. So make sure I really hope that's going to be a little bit of motivation for you. So habit number 4 is overthinking or overcomplicating. So I'm one of the biggest overthinkers you will ever meet. So, and that really goes with everything. So, we overthink so many decisions that we make because everything always comes down to us making a decision, whether it's where am I going to record that video? How am I going to publish that website? Am I going to choose this color or am I going to choose this color? It's choosing your fonts for your brand. It's choosing a tagline. It's writing a book. It's, I don't know, even something from, personal life, not completely business. Or even if you're a woman, let me tell you one thing. So it took me quite a while to put the makeup on that is on my face right now. So, and one of the choices that I always have is which kind of, eyeshadow am I going to put on? So, and here's my advice to you. If you happen to be overthinking or overcomplicating something, narrow down the amount of choices that you have. So sometimes a friend of mine messages me, and she asks, hey, should I do this, or this? I'm like, give me less choices and I'll be able to help you out. Alright, so the less choices you have, if you can narrow down your choices to 3, ideally 2, it's gonna be way easier. You're not gonna be overthinking everything, and it's just gonna be a much quicker decision for you. You're gonna save yourself the time, you're gonna get rid of perfectionism, and the job is just gonna be done, period. And that's ultimately what you want to accomplish. So, keep things as simple as possible. Less choices are going to lead to quicker decisions. So, habit number 5, this is actually pretty similar to what I shared before already, but it's putting people on a pedestal. So, sometimes we see people up on stages speaking, we watch somebody else's YouTube videos, we're watching their webinars. I used to be one of those people who used to always put, my idols on a pedestal, way up there, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I can never be like them. How are they doing all of this? Can I really accomplish that? Can I really do the things that they're doing right now? And I used to think that most people in my niche are just not reachable. And then you know what happens? Then I go to a live event, and then I meet every single one of the people that I've been following, and they're all regular people. So never put anybody on a pedestal because that's just not the right, don't idolize anybody. Okay, so every single person that you're putting up there is just a person like yourself. The only difference is it took them a little bit longer, and they have just, like I mentioned earlier, they've just been in the game longer than you have. That's the only difference. So give yourself time, and of consistent action and consistent effort, that's going to get you the results that you want in business, and then you're going to be on that little pedestal with them. So, but again, do not put people on a pedestal, because again, that's you comparing yourself to them, and idolizing people is just not going to bring you any kind of result. It's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. So why waste your time doing that? Just learn from them. Like, learn as much as you possibly can. Invest in their products, invest in their coaching, do whatever it takes for you to learn how they were able to get to where they are at right now, and implement everything. It's all about your own execution over a consistent period of time. So yeah, let me know who you are following super closely, who you are learning from. Drop below into the comments, let me know, and join in on the discussion. So number 6, do not dwell on the past. So that is probably one of the worst things we can ever do, because a lot of the times, we join a business and then we're just thinking to ourselves, oh my gosh, I've never actually done it before. I don't know if I can succeed. So I was that person, because when I started in my first business, it was a network marketing company. I was 18 years old, so clearly I had no business experience. I have never built anything before other than just being at school and learning and, taking exams and everything. So if I were to say to myself back then, I mean, I still said that, right? Like, I've never built it, I've never done anything like this, so I don't know if I can even change that. So just because you haven't done something in the past doesn't mean you won't be able to do it. So I'm doing this video right now, I'm recording this on my computer, and I've never really done it before. So I'm definitely not dwelling on the past. Just because I've never recorded videos before did not mean that I'm not going to get there. So you can always improve your skill sets, and that's ultimately what matters in your business. Is the skill sets are always going to be developed by you and only you, investing in your education, investing in your future, investing in your skill sets, changing those habits, changing that non-serving habit of dwelling on the past, and then realizing that, really all you have to focus on right now is the present, and then changing that future. And that can be done with the actions that you take right now. So, and last but not least, habit number 7 is thinking that you can do it all. So if you're trying to build a major, like, big company, a big business, then in the beginning it's totally okay to do things on your own. I'm the type of person that is a control freak. I mean, to the mad, like, it's kind of crazy, like the amount of control I try to have all the time, especially when it comes to my business. So, but you really can't just rely on yourself. Okay, so it's okay to do things on your own, but you always have to find ways, how can I outsource? So if you look at somebody like Richard Branson, right? So the owner of, the Virgin Group companies, like the airline and music and everything else. So he doesn't do everything on his own, right? So there's people who are working for his company. I'm not saying that, you should do the exact same thing and hire like thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. No, but you have to start somewhere, right? So you have to start outsourcing little by little. So think about what are the things that you don't like doing, or things that you really can't do. So I was talking with a friend of mine the other day, and he was saying, well, I just can't do graphics. I'm not a creative person, so I need to outsource it to somebody. So, he's looking for a new graphics designer. And I was like, well, if you are just not creative, why even figure it out on your own? So just outsource it and do something better with your time. Focus on the things that only you can do, which is usually getting on the phone, creating content, and communicating with people. So that's my biggest suggestion for you. Honestly, if you want to get your time back and still accomplish more than you have ever accomplished before, then embrace the concept of outsourcing. So if you need any help, drop a comment below, and I'll be sure to help you out with that. So there you go. Those are the 7 habits that will absolutely kill your business if you keep sticking to them. So I really hope this video was super valuable. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications by hitting that ring bell on my channel. Drop a comment below. Let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know what you're focusing on this year. What are the habits that you're going to be developing? And for more trainings just like this, go over to jelenaostrovska.com and subscribe to my channel so you never miss out any future videos that I post every single week. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.